guys, welcome back to my channel. This video was supposed to come out like months ago when I originally filmed this, but as you can see, it didn't come out, so I had to reshoot this, and now it's finally here. So I'm going to talk about how I got into the school I did in the video I made months ago. And as you all may know, quarantine hit, so of course I don't know what I was even doing. I was doing everything and nothing at the same time. So I decided to make this video because I know around this time people are starting to think about where they're going to apply. Okay, so I'm here to tell you guys how I got into these schools, but I will also mention at the end of this video how I failed to prepare myself for after I got in and what to do then. So, the 8 schools I applied to and the 8 schools I got into were Universities, Madison. No. What? I said James Madison University, George Mason University, Virginia Commonwealth University, University of Virginia, University of Pennsylvania, Northeastern University, University of Michigan, and Temple University. First, I'll start off with academics. My GPA at the end of senior year was a 4.4 something, 4.1, I don't know, some number. At the end of junior year, which is what I used to apply for these colleges, was a 4.31, I think, something like that. The classes I took, 9th grade, I'll put this the schedule I took. So as you get to see, I took like a lot of pre-AP classes. So I always try to take like classes I think that were difficult. Like I try to take as many difficult classes as I could manage. And then sophomore year, I took this. As you can see, I took my first AP class, which was AP European History. I remember being so nervous about taking my first AP class, but it wasn't even that bad. And I loved the class. Honestly, I think one of my favorite classes I took all of high school. I had a great teacher as well, so it was really fun. And then 11th grade, as you can see, I definitely upped the AP classes of this one. And even though I took only 4 classes, I took 5 exams because AP Econ had like 2 exams. We took micro and macro. It was a combined class, so yeah. And then senior year, I took this. I thought it would be easier for me because I was going to take only 4 AP exams. But the classes I took were harder. I feel like Lit was harder than Lang. Calc was definitely, I don't know, as you can see, I didn't take Calc AB the previous year. I took pre-Calc. Even though it was honors pre-Calc, it was still pre-Calc. So I jumped from pre-Calc to Calc BC, and I've had all A's in high school except for my Calc class. I ended up with a C for my final grade, so that definitely messed up my 4.0 on my GPA, but colleges didn't say that until after I already got in, so I was good. And then for test scores, my SAT, it's a whole story. I took my first SAT in May of my junior year, so May 2019, and I got a 1350. I got a 740 on reading and a 610? I think it was a 610. It was a 610 on math, and I was very sad because I need a better score. Like I felt okay with my reading score, but my math was so bad. I was like, how the heck am I gonna get into anything with this? But in August, like the month where I have the exam at the end of it, I spent the whole month studying, making like my own study guides. Like I took my own notes on it and practiced. I took 5 different practice tests. I was doing something where I would answer all the questions on one page. I do all the work for it and find the answers, and then I'll take those answers and put them on the answer sheet. It came to a point where I was so invested and so focused on doing the work, getting the answers, that I lost track of time. I forgot to check the time. Before I could even think about what just happened, he said pens down, pencils down. And then I had 5 questions right from the answer for, but couldn't put it on the answer sheet, so I literally lost credit for like 5 questions. So I ended up getting a 700 on reading on the second exam and a 650 on the math, which was an improvement, but it could have been closer to 700. I could have gotten a higher score, so my super score ended up being a 1390. For my AP scores, sophomore year for AP European History, I got a 4 on it. I remember I wanted to get a 5 because I was like, I love the class so much, and of course, overestimating myself, I got a 4. For my junior year, I took APUSH, Chem, Lang, and Econ, yeah. A push I got a 4. For Chem I got a 3. For Lang I got a 5. And for both econ tests I got a 5 as well. Senior year! As everyone knows that this year our tests are kind of wank, like everyone hates college right now because of it. I really didn't prepare much as like I could have for these tests because of it. But I still didn't do as bad as I thought. Oh, except for on calc, I got a 2. Not surprising at all. Actually, better than I thought I was gonna get a 1, but I got a 2 on calc, so it's alright. I don't even need the class anyways. I'm taking stat for nursing, so lit I got a 4. I wanted to get a 5 to match my Lang thing because I love English, but I had to take the exam twice because I missed it the first time because I didn't submit. On Psych and Gov, I got a 5. For my extracurriculars, I don't know. I didn't do a lot, but I feel like I was very invested in things I did. For the clubs in school, the things I did in school, I did yearbook. I did yearbooks junior and senior year, and I was editor of teen each year. Junior year, I was editor / team leader of the club section. Senior year, I was editor / team leader of the people section. This took a lot of my time as well because not only was it a class, I also was after school a lot. I was also in Key Club. I was in Key Club all 4 years. First 2 years I was just a member. My junior year I was chairhead. I really forgot. It wasn't called chairhead. It was called. I forgot what it was called. Basically, there were like subsections in Key Club of separate like jobs people had to do. And then there was this person leading that. I think I was that person for the UNICEF and scrapbooking thing. And then senior year, I was the webmaster, which was an officer, and I took the pictures for the club. And I think I did a really good job because I used my camera to take pictures and I put on the Instagram. I also ran the social media. I ran the Instagram, Twitter. And I also made a new website for the club, and it looked, I think it looked really good. And those were like my main academic activities. I also did NHS, but everyone does that. I did HOSA, which is a health club for students. I remember in 10th grade I had this bulletin board outside of my health class, my biomed class, and I would put like information about like health related articles. I think it was called Michelle's Corner or something like that. But outside of school, I also did a lot of volunteering for Key Club and other stuff as well. I volunteered at the library one summer. Last summer, I was a camp counselor for kids at the STEM camp. And it was a 5-day program where I was there for like 8 hours a day. So it was almost like a full week of work. And I would help the kids, like, you know, with their activities and lead them and stuff like that. I would be there for recess and lunch. I also did something called SAYS. I forgot what the acronym actually meant because all we did was say SAYS. It was where I would go to the local elementary school after school and then lead kids in STEM-related activities. It was really simple stuff, but it was fun for the kids, and they were so cute. I loved it. And I also did my own creative writing on the side. I loved writing so much. I still do. And I want to make a hobby of mine on the side. It's a dream of mine to like write a book and have it become a movie. I think everyone who likes writing wants that to happen to them. I wrote on Quora. I would answer questions for people. And I got a lot of views. I think I got like 15K on like one of my questions. So I guess I'm kind of famous. I published like a few writings on like a teen writing website. I told them that I was preparing my own book series. I'm doing that right now, but I'm also preparing a TV series too, just for fun. I don't know, I just like writing for fun. Besides creative writing, I also got into different programs. Like the summer between my junior and senior year, I went to something called the Summer Residential Governor School. It's basically like you take college classes out of college during the summer in a specific field or program. So I applied for the humanities program. So in all of Virginia, students will apply, and I think like, I forgot how many kids, but it was like in a few hundreds that got into the program. So for my Common App essay, I talked about how I struggled with like public speaking throughout my life. I was very anxious when it came to talking in front of people. So you can use there's more when it comes to voice for being a leader and making an impact. Because I showed like my progression from being nervous and anxious when it comes to the presentations and public speaking to learning to use that to my advantage and use my weakness to be a strength in a way. And then for supplementals, like when certain school asked me like, oh, why did you pick this major? I would talk about Oh, I talked about a personal moment for me when my dad was in the hospital and how I saw a nurse and how seeing an actual nurse be there and care for them was like, okay, I feel like you get that more interpersonal connection with your patients and you actually care for them. That's why I want to be a nurse. And then for why this school, I would just look up like, I would talk about the program specifically that I was applying to, and then I would also talk about activities that the school had, like I want to join this club, I want to join this team, or I want to make an impact this way. So just be specific, and that will go a long way. So that is all I have to say about what I did like for my application wise. After I got into these schools, I came to the realization that I spent all this time preparing to get into the schools, to take my SATs, to take my AP exams, to get certain grades, to do certain things after school, to get in. I never really thought about what I would do after I get in and like what I would need, what would be required of me, the money it took to attend these schools. I didn't think about financial aid. I didn't think to ask my parents, hey, do you have your like forms ready? Do you have your tax stuff ready? Do you have all this stuff ready so I can like get it out? I didn't do that in time. As much as I love these schools, I didn't want to go and end up with thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, because especially seeing what I was majoring in. If I was majoring in something where the school I went to had more of an impact, then maybe I would have took the risk. But since I was majoring in nursing, and a major like that, which is based on skill, people can go to different schools. They can go to UPenn, they can go to UVA, they can go to community college. As long as they have passed their board exam, and as long as they have skill, they can really go work anywhere. So why go to a school to major in something where I can go to a school that costs way less, got the same degree, and work at the same place? So as much as it hurt for me to be like, wow, I worked this hard to get into schools, I can't even go there, I decided that it didn't matter in the end. Plus, it kind of worked out for me because the school I picked to go to, I already have a friend who's going there, it's 2 hours away from home, and it has a beautiful campus, great food. So the school I decided to go to is James Madison University. We got a lot of aid and scholarship money, and the rest we can just pay ourselves. So I'm pretty sure I can end up, if I like work hard enough, I can end up with no debt. If I were you, please, it doesn't matter where grade you are, start right now, apply for scholarships, whatever you can. Start looking into what kind of aid these schools offer, what your income bracket has to be. Like, and even if you think you're like, my parents were separated, so like it was kind of different, but like I still need information from my father or like my mom too, both together. So you have to look into all of these things to think about how much you have to pay. That is how I got into these schools. I could offer a service where like people can read, I can send me their essays and I can read it for them. And so that's all. That's how I got into these schools. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys that are starting your own application process get into schools you want to. Bye!